Morning, boys and girls. Okay, so not only is today a snowy day at school, it's also Groundhog's Day. So I have 3 stories about groundhogs. But wait a minute. This story doesn't look like a groundhog story. It says, Guess Whose Shadow? We're going to take a look at this story because something special happens with shadows on Groundhog's Day. This story is about 10 grouchy groundhogs. And this story is called Groundhug Day. And I thought that was interesting because Valentine's Day is also coming up in February. So we'll see what that story is about. But first, we're going to take a look at this story. And it says, Guess Whose Shadow? The reason why we're going to read this story is because on Groundhog's Day, there's a special little groundhog who's like a weatherman. His name is Punxsutawney Phil, and he lives out in Pennsylvania. And what he does is he comes out of his burrow, and if he peeks outside and sees his shadow, he gets scared and he goes back into his little den and he stays there and sleeps and hibernates for 6 more weeks. So that means we have a longer winter. But if he peeks outside and he doesn't see a shadow, he stays out and says, guess what? It's going to get warmer soon. And he says we only have 4 more weeks of winter. So we'll have to find out. I think it's 4 weeks of winter. I'll have to look that up because I can't remember now. But let's take a look at Guess Whose Shadow. And maybe you can help guess whose shadow it is. Maybe you can try to make your own shadows today using a flashlight. If Mom and Dad has a flashlight. Shadows are everywhere. Once you know they are there, you can find lots of them. See the horse shadows? You have a shadow too. Your shadow follows you wherever you go. Do you think your shadow will follow you on a cloudy day like today? Or do you think it would have to be sunny out? Your shadow can be in front of you. Your shadow can be behind you. Your shadow can be below you. Or your shadow can be next to you. I wonder why our shadow changes positions. Interesting. What do you think? But it's always there. Your shadow appears when the sunshine or other light falls on you. The shaded or dark area behind you is called the shadow. Oh, wait a minute. This is going to tell us why our shadow moves. If the sun is shining, anything will have a shadow. Some shadows are big, and some shadows are small. You can play games with your shadow, or you can go on a shadow hunt. Can you guess whose shadow that is? You're right, it's a plane. Can you guess whose shadow that is? It's a crane. Can you guess whose shadow that is? It's a little girl holding a bear. Guess whose shadow? Ooh, that's a tricky one. It's the swings. Guess whose shadow? It's our dog here. Guess whose shadow? It's a bicycle. Kid with a bike, you're right. Guess whose shadow? A little boy playing catch. Some days it's cloudy and you can't find your shadow. Oh, I wonder if we'll be able to find our shadow today if you get to go outside. But soon the sun shines and your shadow will be right by your side. Shadows make great sunny day friends. The end. So boys and girls, remember we talked about how the shadow moves, and sometimes it's in front of you, and sometimes it's next to you, and sometimes it's below you. Here it is. So on this page, it shows you sometimes your shadow is in front of you. Sometimes it's in front of you or next to you, below you, or next to you. Your shadow will change because the sun rises up, and as the sun goes across the sky, your shadow will change sides as it goes across. And I think I have another story about our shadow that I'm going to share with you. Let me see if I can go get it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh no. I think I have it, boys and girls. Hold on. Hold on. No, Mrs. DeFeo does not have that book anymore. But anyway, it's with this little bear, and we're going to take a look at him next week. So I'll have to keep looking for that book. But anyway, boys and girls, maybe you can make some shadows today using a flashlight. Or maybe you can ask your mom if you could use her phone has a flashlight on it. Maybe you can make some shadows. Maybe you could close the doors in your bathroom and make some shadows on the wall. That's what we used to do as little kids. All right, boys and girls. Well, you have fun looking at your shadows.